9 out of 10 layoffs is because companies are going out of business and not because they're saying that you're fired because you did something wrong. So this is kind of alarming when you think about it, that 9 out of 10 people are actually being let go because the company can't stay afloat. And we're not talking about huge corporations. We're talking about mom and pop shops and middle businesses, right? We're not talking about Metas and Googles and Facebooks. No, we're talking about businesses like Party City, big lots. We're talking about trucking companies that just can't stay afloat. And this is hugely alarming because you, as a job seeker, and I think most of you guys are job seekers or are employees, it is going to be super tough to navigate a job market now where there's so many more people talented that are going to compete for the same positions. And a few years ago, we were in a time with great resignation and all that kind of other stuff. And now all of a sudden, we're at a spot where, oh, it is an employer market. So what does that mean? Well, that means that you're going to have a way harder time of getting employed. It's going to take you more applications. You're going to have to be better at selling yourself, and you have to showcase way more of your work than it did just a few years ago. And I have people that have been job searching now for 18 months, and they come to me and say, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna get this going. Can you guarantee me a job?" And I'm always saying, I can't guarantee you nothing. There's no guarantees in life besides taxes and death. All that I can provide you is best practices. And I did a video of yesterday of saying that 2025 is going to be brutal because all these layoffs, all these things have been piling up, and people during the holidays, during Christmas, didn't really want a job search. They were just, I want to spend some time with family, and I'm going to start thinking about it in January. So now it is January, and now we're going to see a whole bunch of people looking for new jobs. That's their New Year resolution. Get a promotion, get a new job, right? And so if you're watching, please hit that like and subscribe button. Most of you guys are not subscribed. And so just click that like button, doesn't cost you anything. And yeah, thanks a lot if you watch my content all the time. So now we're looking at, hey, so many more people are in the job search, right? So many people are going to use this as a New Year's resolution. And now what are you going to do? So it's going to take you a lot longer to find something unless you did a few things. And we're going to go over those few things. So actually this video, you should give it a like because I'm going to spill all the secrets out on this video on how you can get hired in weeks rather than 18, 19 months. So first of all, you've got to start networking. And I hate the word networking because it's like, what does that even mean? So what does networking mean? So networking means that you're showcasing to others what you do and you provide others with value. So it's almost like a given aspect. So you go to a trade show and you say, hey, I do this and I do that. It's nice meeting you. Yeah, we have Luke or whoever in common connections on LinkedIn or something. And yeah, worked in the past. What a great guy. And you start connecting with people. You start checking in. Hey, just send a follow-up text. 6 months. Hey, was great connecting with you. Let me know if you ever need something, and just be present and being there if they need any help, right? And so what that means for networking is that once you're in it and once you're really good at what you do, you will have opportunities come to you just automatically. And as a business owner, I have those opportunities now. And in 2024, this was a huge lesson for me is I cannot take up every opportunity that comes my way. I need to be picky or I'm going to be paralyzed by all these opportunities, right? So I can only pick opportunities that come my way very carefully. So I got to be super selective and I got to make sure that it aligns with my 2025 goal. And my 2025 goals is to get 1,000 people a job next year, right? That's kind of where my goal is, and we're going to work really hard to do that. And so we're going to do that with these two communities. One of them is free to join, one of them is paid for one. So if you want to join the free one, be my guest, and we will share the best practices on what you can do, right? So networking. It's all about giving and not receiving, because we all have these people that when we go out and they say, hey, that always the one guy's like, hey, do you have $1? Do you have a little spare change? I just can't cover it right now or something. And it gets annoying, right? And what you want to do is you want to be the person that gives the value, right? You want to be like, hey, let me cover for you, let me do this or something. And it's like, oh, that was nice. And people will always notice kindness, right? And help them out. Because you introducing somebody to some other person doesn't cost you anything. But you got to be careful. You can't introduce somebody to another person when they're going to be an asshole. They're going to blow that opportunity. And that's where true networking comes in. And that is expensive to network, and to have a network, to have a, a whole built out system where you're like, hey, I know Jamie, he's hiring at Meta. Maybe you want to chat with him. Let me shoot you a connection request, or let me shoot you his resume over. So when you're gonna do stuff like that, that is worth pure money. And a lot of you guys are not into any of that. And when you read my comment section, and it is actually devastating how many people do not believe in networking and doing all that kind of stuff. They're just saying, oh, you're out to get me, and it is user 694478, right? And so what that does to you is when you read those comments, this should fuel your fire and say, okay, this user 6493 that just left this comment and says, it's all doom and gloom, it's all this other stuff, we can't get other jobs. You can outcompete those people, right? And this is what I love about the United States. You can come on, you can come to the United States and you can put in the work. And I hate to say it, but you gotta show your worth. And sometime, as Ali said, you gotta provide some free value to employers, to other things. Give them a taste so they're hooked. And once you can provide that, you have a rocket strapped behind you to get wherever you wanna go, right? And that's why we have, in my case scenario, we have the free community to provide them some free value. And if you want to accelerate it, you join the paid for one. And now we're thinking about, okay, you got the networking down. Now you got to use best practices, and you got to do some research. You got to do your due diligence. You got to do some research on what is the best way of doing this. What are recruiters looking for? And one of the things is that didn't come to my mind till I talked to somebody. It's like, I haven't job searched in 8-9 years. What do I put on my resume, and what do I do all that? And job searching evolves every year. There's new tools, there's new stuff that you can do that people want to see. And if you're in an industry, like let's say you're in construction, or you're doing, I don't know, plumbing, there's new tools that will cut down on time, they'll cut down on waste, and it's just faster, and so you get to the end result quicker. And so does job searching. And you just got to know, apply these little nuances to save you time, to put your head at the pile, right? And now you're like, oh, this is all nonsense, and this is not how you do it. You just go for it. And yeah, you might just do that, and it might work out, because even a blind chicken might find a corn from time to time, right? You just got to try long enough. And now we are going to step over to phase 2. So we got the networking down, we got the referral thing, or we got the recommendation from somebody else. So what do? First of all, you don't burn it. Because I know so many people that come entitled, that come in as, I'm owed this and I want this. And this is always really bad when you're in a job market that isn't on the hiring spree where hey, I'm just glad to get somebody. No, we're not in a time like that. We are in a time where 9 out of 10 people our businesses have been going under. So you're competing with really good talent. So if you're going to give an attitude, you're just going to be a tool. You're just going to be a complete tool and demanding it. And I've seen it. I had people screen record the interviews, and they were not humble. They were just like, man, I wouldn't hire you, even though you're highly credible. You're just not polite to work with. And then it's like, that guy you referred me was a complete tool. So if that happens, the person that referred you is also going to look like a complete tool. So you got to be super careful now who you refer to. And so in my company that I have is I hire only referrals now. So I don't even post it really online. I tell my people, hey, listen around and see where we can get a salesperson from. And I love hiring from my competitors, and so does Meta, Google, and everywhere. So these people that are still hiring are still getting the jobs, because why not hire from somebody that is always working, right? So if you're at Meta and now you're like, oh, where where are they hiring from? Well, they're hiring from Twitter, Facebook, all these other tech companies. And so once you're unemployed, it's really hard to get another job because you're not actively working, right? And so the best job to get another job is when you have a job. And so you want to keep it that way. And don't be naive and say, I'm never going to lose my job. This is just nonsense. No, you can get your job cut too. And now what you got to do is you got to be selling yourself. You got to be selling yourself in a way that makes sense to the company, to the hiring manager, and that's how you're going to get the job. And a lot of you guys are really in denial about how to do that. So how do you do that is you, first of all, you got to be able to, if it's on Zoom, make sure that your dad doesn't walk across the back screen camera in his underwear, right? Because if you're going to be on a call with somebody, with a vice president, and telling him something, and you see your dad walk across the screen right here in his underwear, it's probably not a good call. And I've seen it. I've actually seen it that somebody was, their grandpa or their dad was in their underwear walking across the screen. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I was interviewing somebody. So now I'm like, no, that's just an automatic no. And I've seen so many things like that. So make sure you're in a quiet environment. Make sure you're dressed for the occasion. You don't need to wear a suit and tie and button up shirt. You just got to be looking apart. Make sure that if you're going to be on camera, that the camera lens is clean and not all milky from your iPhone or whatnot. And then once you got that all done, make sure that the day of your interview, the day that you're going to present this, you're going to tune out the noise. You want to use almost like noise canceling headphones. You want to use a daily routine that fits you. So if you need to walk in the morning, walk in a park and drone out the music, drone out the sadness, do all that, that's what you want to do. You want to drone out the noise, not listen to the news, not listen to your provocative family member that gets you going, or go on Twitter and just get super pissed about what's going on over there. No, what you want to do is you want to set yourself up for success. Go to yoga in the park, go drink coffee, and then you're like, I need that time to be a top performer. Listen to the Calm app. So this is what I love to do, and this is not a sponsored app. What I do is when I have pitches that I need to give is I listen to LeBron James on the Calm app, and what he does for his routine before he goes and plays his huge games. When he goes and plays his games, he has this routine. And I always tell people, listen to the Calm app, and you can get the free version or the paid for one, and just listen to it and just be like, hey, if this works for LeBron James, that's making millions and billions of dollars in his field where he shoots basketballs, you need to practice like that, because it is going to be reliant on you to make the case. If you're in an interview process, you already made it almost 90%, right? All you got to do is remove the objection of why they should hire you, right? So you want to figure out what they're really looking for, what kind of team member they're looking for, to make sure you fit that puzzle piece. And that's the hard part, right? So if you're an analytics guy and they already have an analytics guy on the team, it might not be the best fit for you. So you want to make sure that, hey, who's on the team? What will my supporting role be? And then make sure that you can fit into the puzzle piece. And yeah, and so you just want to do stuff like that. And it is absolutely crucial for you to kind of figure that out. And when I was growing up in Switzerland, I did not believe in any of this. I just believed just cold applying, cold applying, cold applying, because nobody ever told me this. And all of a sudden, I'm in my 30s now, in my early 30s, and I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor, of my networking, of giving back, of giving advice to you guys come back. And I'm seeing that opportunities are starting to enter my email box of, hey, do you want to promote this product? Hey, do you want to help out here? Hey, can you coach me here? Hey, can you do this? And this is where you cannot get distracted. This is where you cannot let let distraction come your way, because you need to be sure that you're picking the right opportunity. And for me, this is a huge goal of 2025, is not taking on distractions, because people told me a little while ago, hey, can you come and help me do videos? Because I helped Ali gain hundreds of thousands of followers. I'm kind of building my own YouTube channel, and I'm not doing short form videos. I'm just doing long form videos, and I'm growing this community, and I'm doing some real estate on the side. And so my time is very, very limited. And so in order for you to then email me and say, hey, can you come and help me grow my business or do that, it's like, it's got to be worth it to me, because you're pulling me away from my focus or my goal. So I have to put a price tag on it, and it's not going to be cheap, because because you're going to take focus away. And so opportunities, as I'm seeing now, I get every day. It is a matter of jumping to the right opportunities at the right time that's going to set you apart, right? To pick the right opportunity and say, this is the one I'm going to take, and then run with it. And I used to be flippy floppy. I used to try to do everything, and I stopped that. I stopped that in late 2024. I said, you know what? I cannot be pulled in 20 different directions at the same time, because at the end of the day, I'm not Elon Musk. I cannot have 20 companies at the same time. I can have a handful, and then fix the biggest problem at each company and kind of do that. And so I said, I can't do the social media coaching anymore. I can't do all these other things that I used to do, because it's just not worth it. And if somebody truly, truly wants that, it's going to cost them, because it needs to be worth my time. And I need to put in time on my end to give you the outcome that you're looking for. And so in order for me to do that, it's going to take back end time. It's going to do all this other stuff. So you want the best outcome for your company, or the skill that I provide. And so I need to be able to put in the time, the effort, and all this other stuff. And so, yeah, hopefully that helped. And for these people that are here, 2025 is going to be great. I love it. It's going to be super gorgeous. Everywhere in the United States it's cold. In Vegas it's kind of like not too bad. It's in their 60s. So let me know what you guys think about all this. And yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next